everybody, thought I'd give a quick update to my system on what's going on. There's a few things here I've done. First thing is, before I forget, see that red bucket over there? Lowe's has two different kind of buckets. One like $2.50, one like $5-6. This is the cheap $2-3 one. Skip it, don't get it. It is so flimsy and everything like that. It's a 3-gallon bucket. It's falling apart. That one there is a little more expensive one. Man, that thing holds up to everything. So, moral of the story, don't get the 3 one. Spend $5-6 and get the more expensive one if you're at Lowe's. Home Depot has the exact same thing, only I think those are blue, if I remember. The same prices. Maybe they were orange, I forgot. Same prices, same everything, but get the more expensive ones. Okay, the waterbed. Now, if you're looking at the water, why it's a little funky color, I keep bleach water in this. This water is not cycling back to my system. I tested the drain and everything is draining fine. I'm draining it out of here out to water some beds, but I'm keeping bleach in here to keep some of the critters, mosquitoes and stuff from propagating. I had some in there, I put some bleach in, it killed them immediately. I didn't have any of the mosquito stuff, so I used a little bleach and it's working fine. One thing I found out is I have this on top here to drain to over here. It just was not enough. This bed, I'm not using this production, this bed was filling up too much. Even when that was slower, it would not cycle over there enough. So what I did is I added 2 more, one there and one there at the bottom. And it's just about right. I'm going to add a 3rd one right there. I want real nice flow back and forth where I don't have to worry. If I was to do this again, right here in the middle, probably over in this where somewhere, so the water kind of has to do this to go out so there's good movement. Right about over here somewhere, right in that area, I would have added a 2 or 3 inch pipe connecting the two. Been done with it. Through, finished. And what I did was this one, I had the sealed. Those I just use, just the rubber seal and just put it on through. You don't have to, I'm having a brain fart right now. I'll put a link right up here what those things are called, but I mentioned my last video, I apologize. Like I said, this water's not going to my system. This outlet's working flawless. What I want to test now is before I do this is have this water come out here, come around PVC and go in here, so the water will go from that bed to this bed here and then down to get rid of this here, and that'll just save 1 step, save on the pump and everything like that. Other than that, it's going good. My nitrates are finally getting really high numbers, so my plants will start looking pretty good here real shortly. Some of the plants aren't looking great because of that, but you can see this other video, this celery here that I put just the cut of the stalk down there is doing great. So are those 2 right there. This tomato plant's doing really good. That tomato plant is doing really good. I got a grasshopper there, I'm sorry, I got rid of. The other ones are just doing okay. Corn is just chugging along, and basil obviously is doing great. There's a couple things on the filter I want to show you, but the fish, they know me, they know my voice. When I test water, I have a problem. I put my finger up, see right there? They're not really biting it. They're going up to it because they think I'm feeding them. So they come up to it and then they hit your finger. So when I take the little vials to test my water, I put it in. They come up and jump after it. So they're pretty friendly. I've had 2 little fish losses, 2 fish. That's all I've lost so far. The 2 goldfish are fine. I've had 2 of the tilapia die. Don't know why. I looked at the gills. They all look okay. I don't know. It could be anything. Who knows what it is, but okay, the first thing is I got my media for this right here, and these are called bio balls right here. I'm gonna go here so you can see it. You see, let's go up so you can kind of see the against the concrete here. They're just a thing with a lot of surface area, and they're just starting to sink right now because I've only had them about 3-4 days. So I want to get 1 more air stone in here, and when I got 1 more air stone, these will stir them a lot more. So I need to get another, because right now I just have, let me lift this up so you can see it. I just have this one 4-inch air stone in here. So I want to get 2 of those in here, and I think I'll be fine. Now, these are the 1.5-inch ones, not the inch. I went with that because of my pipe, so they don't go down my pipe. I don't have to, I could just put a little sleeve on it, but even with this here like that, blocking my pipe, it does absolutely 0 effect on the water draining down and out. So I could solve that by putting a little screen on here or something like that, but I don't have to. I got the 1.5 inch, and really was barely any price difference for these. So right now this is 2 packs of like 700 I have in here, and I would like to get 1 more at least, so as soon as finances allow. Okay, here is my first filter. I added this here. This is a paint straining bag. You get them for, I don't know, 50 cents, 75 cents at a hardware store. And it's just held on right here on my intake. And that stops 90% of everything coming in through here. Just a 1 step. I just put that on yesterday afternoon so you could see it, and I do change this every day. It came in a pack of 2 for like $1.50. So what I do is every day, it takes about 1 minute. I take this off, I put the other one on, I take this one here, I turn it inside out, and I have right over there, see those buckets right over there? We use those to water stuff around our greenhouse, and those, we keep watering them. The watering cans, I should be saying right there. I take this and I just wring it right inside there, you know, take my hand and I kind of wish it around in the water in the can and shake it to get all the goodies off there for the plants, and then we water with those, so we get all the, so we're using this elsewhere in our garden. Then I leave it sit overnight, and then the next day when I come to change it out, it's dried, and there's a few of these pieces on. If I just shake it real quick, everything just falls off. So as you can tell, this filter still working very good. Here's a teeny little adapter I made. You can see down there the 1-inch valve. This here, the PVC just goes into there, and I got the 1-inch to 3/4 inch fitting, hose fitting, so I can just put a hose on here. So it makes emptying this extremely easy. Put this in, put my hose on, drain it to wherever I need to in my greenhouse. Since this barrel is higher than anything in my greenhouse, I can water stuff up not ground level, which is kind of nice. So that's the major updates we got going on right now. Another thing, I got this watering bucket right here because it's light. The best one I found so far of any watering bucket I've had, and this was Walmart, $2.99. One of the cheapest ones I found. And it's one of the best ones I've ever used. So I use this to start my little seeds. You can see here I got some carrot seeds I started. We're just seeing how they work. And I got some over here going too, and over there. So I use that until they get a little bigger, until they get to the water line, go down there. So you can see the water coming out of that bed right there. The last thing I want to show you is I started some seeds, and these were planted 2.5 days ago. That's it from seed, and this is vermiculite. And you can see these 4 rows here are Napa cabbage. The next 4 are some head lettuce, and these are broccoli over here. So they are starting extremely quick. This is vermiculite. I'll make a video on next time I do a tray of seeds what I do. I use actually a chopstick, and it's dampened in the vermiculite, and I'll show you exactly what I do. You can see I just keep water, if I can get this up, down in the reservoir. And this is actually it right here. You can see it's kind of black. What that is just water out of my fish tank, get some of the nitrates, and I pour a little of the seaweed extract inside here. So that way these are getting nutrients all the time because the vermiculite absorbs the water from underneath. I don't have to water, I don't have to do anything. Now these were covered with the tray until this morning or last night. I brought them out last night, or this morning, I can't remember. But these seedlings are starting very quick. You can see they're really gone. I looked in every cell in the Napa, and every cell in the Napa is starting. That's the only one I don't see, and I could see when I moved it aside, it was just starting to bud. So Napa cabbage and broccoli germinates extremely quick, and this head lettuce is not too far behind it. So that's a little of the update I have going on right now. we can see the water temperature. Middle of summer here in Texas, 100 degrees outside. Actually, right now it's about 94. And you can see it's 81.5, which is really good. What I'm probably gonna have to do is, if I do have a deep water bath, it might get too hot. I'll show you the fish here while I'm waiting. That I'm thinking about making a homemade chiller for the water. And I'm just trying to think of what I'm doing now. And I'm thinking of buying a really inexpensive chest freezer from Lowe's. I'm getting it for 150 bucks. Take that. Have you ever heard of a chest freezer kegerator? Basically what I will do is, show you the plants too. The lid of the chest freezer, I will put a 2x4, take the lid off, put a 2x4 all the way around it, attach that to the lower part, and then attach the lid to the 2x4. So the lid seals on top of the 2x4. On the side of the 2x4 in the back, I'll have an inlet and out drilled. And since I brew beer, I have a device that I can pick a temperature, and it turns the freezer on and off to keep it at that temperature. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting a bunch of poly pipe. I don't want to use copper. I don't want to risk anything copper getting in, because fish are, any type of copper, they're highly susceptible to it. So I'll use some kind of sturdy poly, and I will put a huge bucket of water inside there. Huge bucket of water, and probably have about 300-400 feet of poly in that bucket. And I will keep the water at about 36 degrees. That will give me a degree or two, just so it doesn't freeze, just above freezing. The water will come in the freezer, go down through the bucket of water for a long time, since I'm about 300 feet, up and out, and then back to my system. And I think that will cool the water down significantly during the summer, where I might extend my growing season, you know, for the deep water baths. I get a little bit longer on each end. I'll be able to grow a little longer before I have to stop, and then start a little sooner. I'll just make a little bypass where during the heat of the summer, if I turn it off for the winter, it'll just bypass the freezer altogether and I can turn it off. So that's my initial design. I kind of thought about that when I was doing a beer, and I had that thing there. So basically I figured out for the $150 freezer and about $150 worth of pipe and fittings, so $300, I'll get a really good quality that I can adjust the temperature to water chiller, instead of paying for the same amount, about $3,000 to $4,000 for another type of water chiller. So that's it. That's all I got. Since the fish have been in here, the bottom of the tank, like I was saying, is keeping a lot cleaner. When they're down, they're swimming around, they're kicking up the little particles, and it's getting picked up by the pipe down there. So that's it. Just a real quick update to show you the screen I added in the bio right here. And if you do this here, either do, you know, 3 or 4 1-inch at the bottom here, or one big one towards the middle, to help out the water flow back and forth. But that's it. I hope everybody has a great day. Any questions, just let me know. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.